Hey guys, welcome to an episode of Two Men No Hope. I was going to change the name of the thing and I've forgotten, I've cocked it up. But anyway, I'm your host Daniel Sayes. With me as always, Jamie Martman.
Hello, hello.
Just about missed his cue there. And we've got a special guest, our very close friend Jim O'Donnell.
Hello, thanks for having me, guys.
That's right, episode 20, man. Fucking, who thought we'd be going for 20 weeks?
And on episode 20, we got 3 people from 3 completely different places on one podcast. That's a madness as well.
Yeah. How's everyone been?
Where are we starting?
Anyone just jump in. This is new territory, 3 people in the thing.
Okay.
We all know Jamie was drunk.
Huh?
We all know Jamie was drunk, wasn't it? Smashed off your head.
I'm not drunk.
You were?
I'm not drunk. Oh, I was drunk, yeah. Yeah, I've been very, I've been off work since, Tuesday. I went to the races. I went to watch some horse racing. I won 160 quid, which ain't too bad.
Fucking hell.
We were it was an all expensive day paid as well, so I didn't spend any money. So I did not bet anything for this 160 quid. So I got 160 quid out of nowhere. So I was pretty happy with that.
What, they gave you a balance?
They gave us 80 quid's worth of vouchers, innit? And then we won 160 quid out of them 80 quid vouchers.
Did you pick who to bet on by if they have funny names? Because that's how I usually...
Do you know what? Because last time I did it, I went there and just picked random people. This time I actually come in, I had a game plan. And because I'm Irish, I have a lot of people in my family called O'Brien. I was like, anyone that has an O'Brien in the stables, I'm going to bet on them. I bet on them. We won 4 times off the O'Brien name. So I was like, yes, it's got to be. It's going to have to be.
I would look at things like Glue Factory and stuff like that. That's my go-to.
I did the dog races once, and they had Vinnie Jones had some greyhounds at the races, and I was like, oh,
fuck off.
I have to bet on them. I'm pretty sure everyone did.
Yeah. You can imagine him out the back fucking injecting all the dogs. Yeah, you're going to be a bit sleepy,
Steroids,
mate.
yeah. Go on. Yeah. I want to fucking kill you.
Imagine them losing and they're being like, oh, Vinny, come pick up your dog. Hey, my fucking dog. Leave me here.
Yeah, put him in the car park. Fuck him up. So were you completely sloshed by the end of the races, Jamie?
The end of the races itself, I was alright. I was actually okay, because I bearded myself out. But then we had a meal, and then they did a casino night in the hotel, all expenses paid as well. And that just... It went from 0 to 100 real quick, and I was telling people how much I loved them. Never met them in my life. Do you know what I mean?
There was a technique that Charlotte and your dad put on Facebook that I thought was absolutely fucking brilliant. You had wristbands, didn't you?
Yeah, we had these wristbands, and Charlotte and her dad decided to... because the last time we went, Charlotte's dad ended up in someone else's fucking room and was like, they had to hold him there until they could find out what room he was in. So we all had these wristbands this time. So we wrote our room number on our wristband just to make sure we could get back to the room.
Oh, that's fucking brilliant. You know you're a fucking hectic night out when you got to write your room number down.
Oh, mate. It's happened so many times to me. Unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever had... I think I've always found my way home. It's like a homing pigeon, right? Where you start, where you end.
I'm okay if I'm not in a hotel. If I'm in a hotel, there's no chance. I went to a conference with Charlotte when we used to be managers in co-op. And Charlotte went back to the room, but I told her to fuck off because she was pissing me off. Yeah. And I was out drinking with the guys up until 3 in the morning. The conference was at 8. And we got back, and I had no idea what my room number was. and the people in the hotel couldn't tell me until the daytime supervisor come in, which was at 5. So I had to sit in the lobby and just die for 2 hours until I could get until the guy come back, basically.
That's brilliant.
We're like queuing our drinking at the minute. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. There's a lot of silences where we stop to have a drink.
Yeah.
I don't even cut it from the YouTube either. I just fucking leave it in.
I cut it straight out the audio.
So before we
drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just hear either cans popping or like ice cubes shaking.
Ice.
The before we go into the emails, I was going to say if you want to talk about you, Jim, for a bit, so the sort of listeners know who you are, really.
Yeah. So I'm Jim. I've known Danny since he was a wee boy.
Fucking hell, man! I still remember.
And yeah, like we sort of knew each other back in Luton Town, off and on, and then I fucked off to Canada when I was like 20, which is why my accent's a wee bit fucked at times.
And I was heartbroken. A lot of my my underlying conditions is from Jim leaving.
Yeah.
A lot of sleepless nights.
And then I live in Canada. I'm disabled. I'm visually impaired and hearing impaired. Pretty fucked. So,
but you're definitely good looking, Jim. So it's okay. You can't see it, but everyone else can see it. It's fine.
That's what everyone tells me. I think it's a lie. They cover up for it. But yeah, so I'm considered legally blind actually, which is interesting. But yeah, other than that, there's not much, man. I'm stuck here in Canada. I married a Canadian woman, so now I can't fucking leave. Stay here.
You got one of the good Canadian names, but you're big in like D&D and things like that.
Yeah, man. I play Dungeons and Dragons. I started a whole thing. If anyone curious, called Knights of the Braille, which is groups of blind and visually impaired D&D players online and in person. And I run games in the city here. I play with normies, non-visually impaired people. We play at the pub every Tuesday. So yeah, it's a good hobby because like when you get older, it's hard to make friends and it's kind of hard to have a reason to meet up. So it's good to meet up at the pub or whatever to play D&D. And it's at a point now where nerd culture is pretty popular. So, you know, if you're like rolling dice and being like, I'm a wizard, people don't really give a fuck. So.
Actually, I went to the cinema today and they played the trailer for the new Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh,
I was just
yeah.
about to bring that up, yeah.
It looks pretty fucking
sick.
good, actually. The last one was shit. It had one of the Dwayne brothers in it, wasn't it? And it was fucking terrible. But this has got that the forehead bloke from Wonder Woman. What's his fucking name? Chris something.
Oh, Chris Pine.
Oh, Chris Pine. The guy
I call
out
him the
Star Trek,
forehead.
innit?
Yeah, he's got
Trek,
about
yeah.
fucking 6. Actually, my forehead's pretty big. I've got about a 3-finger forehead at the minute. And
I've got about a 7-finger forehead, Dan. That's why I went with that, mate.
we'll get into your hat later on. Someone was asking about that. And
A forehead? That's a fucking 5-head.
that's how I measure it. It's like drink measurements, isn't it? 2 fingers. But yeah, it's got everything. In the trailer, had everything like the blob from the D&D games and the chest that like eats people and things like that. So it looks pretty fucking
mimic.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's gonna bring in like a lot of kids into the hobby because it's like got that Marvel formula, doesn't it? Like, you know, the
Magic,
like all the cool music and yeah. I was like, this is like Guardians of the Galaxy when I was watching the trailer. I'm not really into
It's high
Marvel.
budget looking as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
that should
really
be
into
good.
like all the Marvel stuff, but
No,
yeah, it should
fuck
be
that,
good.
man.
Yeah.
They're not very good. I don't know. We were talking about that earlier when I was talking to you, Jim. Like, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But
I've gone off,
actually,
superheroes and that. Yeah.
But
The Boys,
if you
though,
guys,
that's a great show.
oh mate, that's fucking. I don't know about the spin-off that's coming. But if anyone's interested, Jim was talking about writing a D&D game for us in a future episode. So if you wanted to hear us play some, well, newbies, Jim's going to have to guide us
Definitely
along.
a newbie from me.
Yeah, me
Definitely a
too.
newbie from me.
But I think it'd be a good episode. So if you want to hear that, you know, let us know, and we're definitely going to do it. Well, I don't care what you guys think, but we'll do it sooner. We'll do it sooner rather than later if you want to hear it. But it's coming, just to prepare. But you guys actually did a charity event last year, the Knights of the Brow, right? With you had a few celebrities and stuff in it.
Yeah, or as my wife said, celebrities, quote unquote.
Oh no, one of them I really liked. The chubby
we had
guy.
a guy from Big Bang Theory. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was great, man.
I
Yeah,
didn't
so,
even
yeah, we had-
realise he's impaired, right?
No, he's not. We had a guy from the new Star Trek who is. That's really bad. I can't remember his name, but he's in the Star Trek TV show. And he's has albinism, like mild albinism. But
Which is what?
yeah,
So I don't know this.
we had like a celebrity table for D&D, and we're having another one this year, October 1st. So it's called Everyone Games. So yeah, we have a bunch of blind streamers as well, which is pretty crazy. So there's a bunch of blind people that play video games. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing how a bunch of blind people fumble through shit, it's worth tuning in. It's great.
You say that, man, but I follow some blind people on TikTok, and it's fucking fascinating. Not in like a creepy sort of "you're disabled, I want to watch you do what you're doing," but like in a.
But it's true. When
yeah.
someone's disabled, you're like, how do they do that shit?
I don't know if you've seen it, Jamie. There's a famous blind woman that's on like TikTok, and I'm sure she's from the UK, but she started doing adverts for makeup, and I saw an advert at the trailer, and she does like, oh, how I put makeup, or how I do this, and how I do that, and she's actually, companies have picked her up, and she does like
That's
makeup
great.
and stuff. It's wicked, isn't it? So respect to, I don't know her name. Not gonna fucking, I mean.
That's where
Blind woman.
TikTok does do some good in the world sometimes.
Yeah,
Well,
in between like all the
in between
like
all the
children
algorithms
addicted to
and-
drugs dancing.
I'm an island boy.
Oh man, they're dead already. Like, fucking
They're
hell.
broke. I saw a video the other day that
Yeah,
says they're
yeah.
fucking broke out their ass. It's fine because
That's
you'll
really
find them in the
shocking.
bathroom
Island Boy, they were adding more people on every time.
and
Every
getting
time
them
I saw
to
a
tattoo
video,
their
it was like,
face.
"I'm an Island Boy." Yeah.
Fucking mental.
No one made them do that, man. They did that double.
No,
shit.
it's just stupidity and fucking weed, probably.
I'm an island.
If I got my
Like-
face tattooed, that's like saying to someone, "Yeah, I intend to never get a fucking job ever again." Tattooed my face.
Just has island boy like underneath their fucking eyelids or something. You know what I
Thing
mean?
is,
But
I
they've all
love
that
my
stupid
tattoos,
hair.
yeah, but I would never get my face tattooed. Never.
No. I thought about my
I would
hand,
have to be
but
a
fuck
multi-millionaire with nothing left on my body that I could touch.
What if you had to get a face tattoo? Like, what if they were like, "We're going to give you £10 million, but you got to tattoo your face"? Like, what would you get if you had to?
the fucking raindrop, because that means you've killed someone, right?
Well,
Yeah,
not
like
unless they're
neo-Nazi.
unicorn colour.
What was that? If that amount of money, I'd let them fucking pick what they wanted. But like, what would you like on my face that's not from your body? You know what I mean?
Cock, obviously. If someone's like, "Oh, you can tattoo it," it'd be like penis, obviously.
It would absolutely
Right,
be
face.
10
penis,
mil, for 10 mil, I'd get Dan's face tattooed on my face.
Oh mate,
Get
is
John
that how much it would
Travolta's
cost?
face tattooed.
That's insulting. How much that cost you? I thought it'd be a lot less, Jamie.
All right, Dan. So Nicolas Cage's face tattooed on your face, £10 million.
Oh mate, absolutely. I fucking love Nicolas Cage.
Where?
Absolutely.
Straight on the middle of the forehead. Middle of the forehead.
No, I would have it like so. It's like identical.
To scale.
Yeah.
Oh, to scale. Like,
Yeah.
like face off gone wrong.
Shaded and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I'd pick my favourite film and I'd have it look like that. Probably Face Off. Although was it Snake Eyes was pretty good on that as well. Was it
The end
Snake
of The
Eyes?
Wicker Man. Oh, the beats.
Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, he's getting his legs broken. I don't
Yeah.
care. I love fucking Nicolas Cage. I'm so glad they're doing another National Treasure.
Oh my.
Are they?
Yeah. See, that was excitement in Jamie's voice there.
Mate. Do you know what saved him? That Nicolas Cage film. That's what's brought him back into the
Oh,
mainstream.
so good. Extraordinary Talent, or whatever it was.
He's basically admitted the last 10 years of his fucking career has just been absolute bullshit up until now.
No, he says in the beginning of the film, I'm going to sit here and get really angry now because I love Nicolas Cage. In the beginning of the film, he's like, you wouldn't go up to a butcher and say, "Oh, why are you still cutting meat?" Like, it's a job. Why wouldn't he keep acting in films? You know what I mean? That's what he does.
But it's not acting at this point. It's just mental
Because he's
illness.
so talented.
Have you seen Mandy?
He's got
Dan,
such
have you seen
extraordinarily
Mandy?
talented. Mandy, Mandy was wicked.
Mandy is fucking psychedelic bullshit. If
Oh no, it was
if
so
I
good.
was high on drugs, I'd enjoy Mandy.
I'm
Then
not
get
gonna say
high
that,
on
man.
drugs and watch
Yeah.
Mandy.
And what was the other one? Pig as well. Pig was really good.
Yeah, actually, that was.
Yeah. Nothing happened in it, but it was fucking brilliant. You got to love a bit of food, didn't you? And the truffle pig.
One of my favourite Nicolas Cage films to this day, probably one of my favourite films ever, is still... What's the one with it's...
Con
he's in
Air.
the flight with the rest of the prisoners.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Con
Con
Air.
Air. Yeah, quality
Con
film.
Air,
Dave
yeah.
Chappelle.
And he's got the
John
terrible
Malkovich.
southern accent.
Yeah. He's got the
Yeah,
bunny. Is
I
it a
love that
bunny
film.
that he's got with him or a bear
Yeah.
or something? Yeah. I fucking love it. I always love it. I love his... What was the one with the witch? He's a witch hunter. Was it called The Witch Hunter?
Which,
Pretty sure it's yeah.
yeah.
I always do that. I'm like, oh, what's the film with the... Yeah, that's what it was called.
That was actually quite good. Yeah, that was pretty recent.
Yeah, Ron Perlman
Do you know-
was in it, wasn't it?
Do you know what was fucking funny in that film? Is other than him and Ron Perlman, every other actor was British, but everyone else did an American accent. It's like Nicolas Cage showed up and was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing a British accent." And they're like, "Oh fuck it, everyone's got to do an American accent now."
I love it when they do that. But you can say the same about like Constantine when he's supposed to be from Liverpool and Keanu Reeves is like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to do American. I want him to do a second one of them. That's one of I fucking love that movie.
It's like the reason Jon Snow speaks the way he does in Game of Thrones is because what's it? I can't remember what the fucking guy's called name. Sean Bean refused to change his accent.
Because he's a legend, Jamie. He's a legend.
He refused to change his accent, so everyone was like, "Okay, everyone from the north now has to speak like Sean Bean," and that's why they all sound like him.
That guy's a fucking... What was that story about him getting glassed or something in a bar? And then he was like, nah, I want to finish my pipe before you call the ambulance. Just let me... And he's got fucking blood running down his face.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a man's man.
Fucking quality, man. Absolutely fucking quality. Right, let's see what we've got on the agenda.
That was a fucking tangent, wasn't it? Jesus Christ.
Hey, don't get me started on Nicolas Cage, man. I just keep going. Right, so I've got my sniffing. All our videos are full of fucking sniffing. I'll tell you right now.
Did you not cut it?
Do I cut it? No, because you can see me sniffing. It's weirder when you're in your ears and you just hear someone sniffing, but you can see them doing it. It's a different.
I was telling Dan that I focus on my breathing, Jim. When I'm cutting the audio, I focus entirely on my breathing, and I end up cutting like 45 minutes of breathing for myself.
Where I just sit there and I'm like, oh, haven't spoke for a bit, cut that, and then just leave everything else in.
I can't handle it. I just hear myself going. Like every now and then, I'm just like, fuck's sake.
That's alright. I'm half deaf, so I'm probably like.
Well, we'll find out. We'll just get loads of messages later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be.
So I sound like a
quick to tell
fucking
us.
sex pest.
It's fine because you'll have to overthrow me if you want sex pest in this podcast.
Oh, definitely.
But oh, for fuck's sake, the fucking screen's gone again. It's fine, it'll come back. Right, so we got 2 emails this week, and the first one would come in. I thought it'd be quite funny for this episode. So the guy wants to remain anonymous, and he saw our situation with the lamp, and he thought that Jamie's idea of smashing it was so good he wanted to ask her opinion. So he says, I got extremely drunk last month while my girlfriend was away with her friends for the weekend. I was absolutely smashed and end up smashing her glass coffee table, and it was absolutely destroyed beyond repair. At this point, I've blamed a friend who doesn't come round too often, and he has no idea I've blamed him. Do I take the wrath of a woman who's been lied to, or do I never invite my friend over again? She wants $300 from him and is talking about me going over and getting it from him. Do I fess up, or do I keep going with the lie and just pay out of my own pocket? It's been 3 weeks, so I think it should be sorted out pretty rapidly. What a poor guy, man. I couldn't even imagine.
I've been in so many situations where I've done stupid shit when I'm drunk, man, and I've spoke to Charlotte about this as well, and she completely disagrees with me. But I would never say lie to your missus, yeah. But my advice is lie to your missus. Get your mate to back you up. Pay the money out of your own pocket and just take it as a loss.
Yeah.
You fucked up, mate. That's it.
What do you think, Jim? Before
I think the better solution is to create a bigger problem to distract from the coffee table. So just set fire to your apartment and then like rush her out. And then when she's like, "Oh my God, we survived," be like, "Yeah, oh yeah, the coffee table." She'll be like, "Don't even worry about the coffee table. I'm just so glad we're all alive." And then you can just move on with your life. Just like, and then that'll be the next lie. And then when the fire department start asking questions, they just need to create a lie around. Just keep escalating the lies. And eventually they'll never catch up with you.
he's got to have a little notebook of how it's going.
Yeah.
So when she speaks to him,
like a Venn diagram of what you've lied about.
Do you know, I'm starting to feel like Jim is my spirit animal.
Or, you know, like who do you like more, your girlfriend or your mate? Like whichever one you like more, that's who you should side with. You know.
Well, he says he doesn't come round in a while, so he can't be that close. Well, otherwise, you wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't think Jamie.
Well, he hasn't
the
come
first
round
person
because he's thrown him under the bus.
Well, no, I mean in general. Well, see, if anything happened over here, I would just blame Jim, but then it wouldn't make sense because he's over the water, innit?
What I would do, if it was me personally, and I'd already blamed my mate, like there's no coming back.
Yeah.
There's no coming back. I've already lied to Charlotte in it, so the point is just to cover up the lie. So as Jim said, you either escalate it.
Right, so I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to read not to escalate it. I would speak to him. I would make sure the lie is like on the same level, and then give her the money.
If he's a good mate, he's going to back you up anyway.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, absolutely. Take the. I think, have I ever done that?
All right, I've got option number 2 if you want it.
Yeah, go on then.
Go for it.
All right. So what you do is you get your mate to get a small vase with some dirt in it, and then like as your girlfriend's coming out of the flat, plan it so that he bumps into her, drops it, smashes dirt all over the floor. "Oh, that's my nan's fucking ashes." And then she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he's like, "Oh, I was coming around to apologise about the table, but now that..." And when she feels bad, bam, he's out of the situation.
I can get on board with that one, but you can't use dirt, man. You've got to have your mates around chain smoking to make it look like actual ash. So it gets right into the fibre of the carpet, and she can't even mow it out. So you constantly go around, and you're just sitting there with... I remember that stain right there.
Yeah, his fucking nan smells like Keith Richards. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sorry, she was a 40 cigarettes a day woman. I loved her. Fucking hell.
When we cremated her, she just went up in flames. It smelled of nicotine.
It was like one of those special smoke bag things that you get from the police. Just woof, black smoke everywhere.
To be fair, that's a fucking genius idea.
It is.
That will save you 300 quid as well.
It's really good.
That will
I think
save you £300, mate.
Keep up with that lie. If you wanted to go down the non-being an arsehole route, I'd buy a table. I'd buy you a nice table and have it there, and then just be like, "I panicked. I didn't want you to tear me a new hole. I bought you a table." I think the easy option
Dad
is
using reason.
Reason, yeah. We have to actually give them a reasonable, So far, our advice has been, but I would stick with giving him a call and talking to him. Could you imagine coming round and then she just brings it up and you're like, "What? The fucking table?" I don't know what you're talking about. And then you've started an argument and you've fucking blown it all out in the open when he's there. You know what I mean?
And then when she's like, He doesn't even remember. Just be like, he's got dementia, but we didn't say.
Yeah,
Just throw another lie in there.
Dementia, 45 years before he's supposed to get it.
Or you could just come at him.
Yeah.
You know the fucking table you broke, and then throw him out the house. Fuck, he doesn't even remember the fucking table.
Just before he
Maybe
answers,
again.
just start punching him up and then let him leave and just usher him out the door.
Get up right close to him and be like, I'm sorry for this, but you brought it on yourself. Just start whacking him.
As you headbutt him.
You insensitive pig, get the fuck out of my house.
I'll call you next week.
Yeah.
Just slip 200 into his pocket and you saved 100 quid.
Yeah. Push it through the letterbox after he's gone. I'm sorry.
Would you guys, like Jamie, you were saying, like, you just wouldn't lie in the first place, right? Like, if that was you, you'd just be like, oh, I'm sorry.
If it was me,
Fucked
I'll
up.
100% lie. I would 100% lie. Like, the other week, yeah, I was drunk. I did something very similar. I knocked over. Charlotte has like this. We have a coffee table and we have like this grey dish on top of the coffee table. It's like a slate dish. I kicked it off.
Charlotte.
Oh yeah, there was a slate bowl on the table, yeah, and she keeps all like her candles and all that random like women bullshit in the slate thing, yeah. And I kicked it off. Do you know how low my sofa is, Dan?
Yeah, it's basically like a futon, isn't it?
Yeah, and when I tried to get up off of it, I slipped and I booted the thing straight off the top of the coffee table.
Like full fucking karate kick it.
Yeah. It smashed into smithereens on the fucking wall. And then she goes to me next morning, what the fuck did you do last night? What were you doing? I said, all I was doing was playing Xbox. Totally forgot about the dish.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, what did you do? And I was like, when she showed me the dish, I was like, oh, that was Rocco. Didn't think twice about it. Got away with it to this day. And this is not making it to TikTok, Dan. This is staying on the podcast.
So that
Depends how
guy
much
should
laughs
buy
we
a
get.
dog, is what you're
God,
saying.
yeah. If you had a dog,
Yes.
mate, you would have done better off. blaming it on that.
Just be
I
like,
like how
oh,
when
it's...
Jamie's...
Karen?
I'll go ahead. Oh, when Jamie was like, oh yeah, it's full of women's bullshit. I was just imagining this bowl of like tampons and shit.
Because what would men's bullshit be? Like condoms and stuff. I was just gonna, that was another excuse, wasn't it? Like, I was having a few beers and it got a bit hot, so I had the door open, and this fucking random dog running straight and smashed into the fucking coffee table and fucked off. Can you imagine it?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't imagine it. 'Cause it never fucking happened. Saying about situations with you and Charlotte, and this is why I wouldn't lie in a situation, because I'm just a fucking... I was drinking with Jamie, and he was more wrecked than I, and he was about to be sick. I don't know if you remember in your flat, Jamie. And he got up and he didn't make the bar, and he had carpet and he threw up on the carpet.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was when I
shit.
was like freshly moved into the flat as well.
Yeah, you had brand new carpet, and I made you get on your hands and knees and clean it up. And then Charlotte came home, and she was like, "What's that on the carpet?" And I just flat out didn't even hesitate. Went, Jamie was fucking sick all over the floor, but I made him clean it up. No, like protecting or nothing. I just dug you straight in.
So
Yeah,
if
you
your
did, yeah.
mate with the coffee table is a fucking rat, like Dan,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, make sure he's not a Dan. Basically,
I can't handle lies, man. They keep me on edge. I'd be dreaming about a fucking coffee table if I was involved in that.
Oh,
You'd be a
Dan, I'm a
terrible
compulsive
murderer.
liar. I am a compulsive liar. I would lie quicker than I would tell the truth. I'm telling you.
I wouldn't be a bad murderer because no one would be asking me questions about it. I wouldn't have to talk about it.
yeah, like, do you murder him? You're like, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I always hate
Did
watching
Junior
him.
murder him? He'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
He'd be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he did it over there.
Yeah.
when
Show me.
The stain on the floor.
if there's anything I've got with age, I've become a very bad liar. I don't know what it is with youth and good, but I can't now. My face says it all. But I've been watching those documentaries, and I watched one that I turned off because they don't know who did it. And I hate that. So if I got picked up and they're like, "Did you do it?" I'd be like, "Yeah." Well, how'd you do it? I'll tell you. Switch the recording on. Let's get this going. I'll give them fucking maps and locations, how I did it, and I'll be like, "Put all this in the Netflix episode because I want to watch it."
And meanwhile, Jamie's literally wearing their face, and he's like, "I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about."
100%. I mean, like, you deny until you're caught out. Until there's no way of getting out of it, you deny everything.
The
He
only
just
way I'm
stands up
pleading guilty.
A finger falls out of his pocket. Oh shit, that's my finger. Sorry, I shed him. Oh fuck. Can you put that in the paper?
I would have to get caught by the judge holding the corpse before I'd admit anything.
But
and I expect you to back me up on that, Dan.
what I yeah, no, I would back you up. It's fine. It's only lies about myself.
No, you wouldn't. We've already seen that you wouldn't.
Well, it depends on the severity. I just thought that would be funny seeing
Your severity. He's killed someone. That's pretty fucking
Yeah, exactly.
severe,
So that
isn't
to
it?
me is fine. Puke on the carpet and the domestic between your wife is just good entertainment when you're pissed, isn't it? So Jamie always sticks on grunge music when he's pissed as well. So I'm just like, oh, this is better than that.
Yeah,
I do.
He does.
grunge music. What sort of grunge music?
Everything.
Shitty YouTube stuff is normally what it is.
No, it's not grunge. Oh, it's more UK hip hop.
The amount of times I've woke up,
Oh, like grime. Is that what you mean?
yeah, grime, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like half cut, laying on his floor in his front room, and it's like Ed Sheeran at fucking max volume on his TV, and I'm just like, oh man, come on, turn it down.
Ed Sheeran's mainstream, Dan. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know the names of the other fucking people. That's the only one I know. It'd be like this cracker with a fucking hat on, funny.
Slow
yelling
tie
at
or
the
something.
Slow tie. Oh, you know slow tie. That's mad.
Oh, Jim's
Dan,
mad on music,
Dan.
man.
Dan, you cannot talk about showing me bullshit YouTube, man. I come back into the room when you last was down.
You're gonna like this one, Jim.
Me, my brother, and Dan were watching YouTube videos after we'd just like been out. We went and played some mini golf and did whatever. Come back. I walked back into the room after being in the toilet. There was a guy putting a hot dog up his arsehole, yeah, on my fucking 60-inch TV in the living room. I was like, what is going on? And Kieran's just sitting there dead silent, and Dan's going, look at that, look at that.
And who was the guy that sent me that documentary about that guy?
Was it Jim? You got that from Jim?
It was the fella that the punk fella. Oh, what the fuck was his name? He went on stage, got naked, and like threw his shit at people.
His brother had like a reverse Hitler moustache.
I can't remember his fucking name.
Shit, man, that's going to bother me now.
Both of the things I showed you that day, I got from Jim, and the other one
was horrific. That punk guy was horrific.
Yeah,
I was like, I walked back into the room. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
The other one I showed him,
literally putting a hot dog up his arse.
No, it was up someone else's arse coming out into his mouth. I think you'll find correctly if we're gonna go the Joe Rogan 100% accuracy. Hey, he doesn't care. The other one I showed was the satanic fella that lived with his mum. Oh, what the fuck was his name? He killed the two people, put them in the garden. He had like the women. He had like shaved teeth to a point.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that was the other one. I think. What was his name? It was
Give me
the.
2 seconds. I'm gonna run to the toilet.
Right, so Jim remembered the punk artist. His name is Gigi Allen, and there's a documentary on YouTube, and it's absolutely fucking brilliant. What was it? I'm gonna have to find the name of it so people can watch it.
The documentary ended up being actually pretty good, but
yeah, it's just because
it was just
mental.
carnage, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The whole thing was carnage.
People like that are amazing. Like just in terms of watching the story of their lives, it's just insane to watch someone who operates outside of normal society, and you're just like, how can you even live like that?
Here you go then, Jim. Here's a question for you. If Gigi Allen was at home drinking and smashed this glass coffee table, how do you think he would deal with it?
I think he'd probably murder his wife.
He wasn't a murderer. I think she would come home.
Man.
He'd be naked with a handful of shit, and he would just throw it in her face and be like, "Buy your own fucking coffee table."
He used to like sexually assault people at his shows. Like he'd just get naked and then try and bump men. And
Yeah, didn't he? There's a footage of him like grabbing a woman by her hair and like flinging her around like a fucking rag doll.
Yeah, apparently he did a lot worse that they didn't catch on camera, man. It's pretty fucked up. But yeah, he's great.
I think they took the documentary down, but there are a few of them. But he's definitely worth a.
I'm pretty sure he's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google them.
Yeah. They showed the funeral at the end of it. Was it drugs? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Probably.
dude.
Well,
Yeah.
if it weren't drugs, I'll be fucking surprised.
I was gonna say poor guy then, but that's just a. He's not a poor. That's just a
I
reaction for
think
when
the
someone
world
passes
is
away,
lucky
isn't it?
that he's still not about, to be honest.
I'd go
That's true.
fucking see him. I'd
imagine
go
that?
fucking see him.
Him alive today.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
He'd have been cancelled 9 times by now.
They could fucking try and cancel him. He come out of the beginning of the documentary. He's just got out of jail, didn't he? And they're like, you can't leave. And they're like, oh, I want to do a documentary of you going on tour. He's like, all right then, just fucking leaves. So he should have been arrested anyway. He said, what does he say?
If I remember rightly, his like brother had like a weird reverse Hitler moustache, in it. Like he had the inside was like bald,
No, he actually
but
had the
like,
Hitler thing, didn't he?
he had the Hitler
yeah.
moustache. Yeah, it was something fucked up because I just remember being fixated on that because I was drunk at the time, of course.
Well,
I was just like fixated on that. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
there's got to be
here?
something freeing about it, though, right? Like he's got nothing tying him down. He's not bothered by anything. He just picks up and goes. You know what I mean?
I would love to be that way inclined as a person. I always think that when you look at people and they're completely like spaced out and they have no care in the world, like that's an easy life. You don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about like normal life problems. They're just floating around, and they get through life the same way we do. Probably live longer than us.
So I won't give details on the story, but I know someone who went to a court trial where, because I'm in the blind community, someone had been embezzling money from him, and the husband of the person who was embezzling money had legally changed his name to Adolf Hitler. So he showed up. He showed up to court to defend stealing money from a blind guy with the name Adolf Hitler, and he was Sri Lankan. It's like, mate, I'm pretty sure Hitler wasn't a big fan of Sri Lanka. What are you doing?
Yeah, 100% wasn't. Yeah.
He's just trying to throw the court off, innit? That's all it is. The scare tactic.
He's like, let me come in, just double tap it, just see what happens.
It's fucking brilliant. He's like,
Yeah, he's
honestly,
like-
if I'm going to go around with a name like Adolf Hitler, do you think I would embezzle money? No. Why would I do that? That's why I
Change my name to
And
Hitler.
also, I'm Sri Lankan.
Yeah. I want to do some community service and start a camp, and they're like, you can't start camps with the name Adolf Hitler. You're not allowed to do that.
But it's a band camp. I don't understand the problem.
The summer camp for kids, Jewish kids. No. Can't be doing that.
We're going down a dark route here.
Yeah,
All
we can't go down there. We don't condone anything.
And there's no glass tables at camp either, so we've gone well for it.
It's all right. My
But,
granddad was
I
Jewish.
forgot. Yeah,
remember?
that is a tangent, isn't it? We've gone from a glass table to Jewish. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, but people like what we do because they say it's like they feel included. Because it's what you do when you're down the pub, isn't it? You're having and then that's it. You're fucking miles away.
a bullshitting session at the pub, basically.
Yeah. But so what are we going to conclude then? Should we think just carry on
Lie.
with the lie?
Lie, pay the money. That's what I would say.
Hope that she
Pay
forgets
the
about
money.
it.
See if your mate will back you up.
Yeah, make sure that he fucking knows because like, you don't want him
Yeah.
to come round and she fucking confronts him. She could be finishing work and being like, "Oh, he's on my way home," and fucking knocks on his door and he knows nothing about it.
Yeah. Why he didn't because I've had a few situations where I've got my mates to back me up, and I've said I've told them straight away. As soon as I've told the lie to Charlotte or whoever I'm telling it to, I've texted them and said, "This is what's happening. Are you going to back me up?" And they say, "Yeah," and then everything's kosher. 3 weeks later, this guy is still living in turmoil. I would not be able to do it. That's too much pressure, man. Our mental health would be going through the roof.
That's why I can't lie, man. I'll be dreaming about it, sweating up. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, the last advice I'll give, Jamie's advice is good. The only other advice I give you is start doing things to make your girlfriend think she's going insane. And then when she mentions the coffee table, just say, we never owned a coffee table.
Well, like moving things around the house and then like taking them away.
Yeah. And then she's just like, I think I'm losing my mind. And then when she brings on the coffee table, we never owned one. She'll be like, oh, Jesus.
Just start putting things in the space that the coffee table was and just be like,
yeah,
there was never anything there. What are we talking about?
You got to get rid of the little circles that are indented in the carpet first. She'd be like, what are them little circles down there from? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, mate. Jim's like the devil on the shoulder right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're the one telling him to just keep the lie going. Fuck it, just lie.
That's my life, Jim. I just lie continually.
This is really good. It's like
Everything
three windows with three different advice. I'm like, buy a table and like put it back and just own up. Say you're really drunk, and then you've got Jamie in the middle that's like, message your mate, and then Jim's like, burn the house down.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Write all these options into a hat and get your missus to pick it, and then when she reads the note, she'll know what's going on. Why does this bit of paper say burn the house down? You'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah. Going to be an early start to the day.
Yeah.
Get the baby photos
Look,
outside of the household.
She's going to work and there's a box of all their valuables. Why is that there? Don't worry about it. just go to work. I've packed you a muffin. It's fine.
To be fair, if you did burn the house down, you get a good insurance payout.
Yes.
It might actually pan out.
Not when this podcast comes out and they realise that we've... Oh, that sounds a bit like that case that I've just fucking been on.
It was funny. There was a business that burned down in my old neighbourhood, and it's like a really Italian neighbourhood. And I was like, oh, what happened to that business? And the neighbour was like, Italian lightning. I was like, what do you mean Italian lightning? He's like, burn it down for the insurance money.
I've never heard that before.
That's fucking brilliant. That is brilliant.
For God's sake. We're giving some people some bad techniques in this episode.
I feel as though
Lightning.
we're escalating everything right now.
No. That's really good though, I like that.
Yeah. That's definitely one I'm bringing back.
Oh, my fucking jaw. Right. So, the next one we've got...
What's wrong with you, George? Did you get sucker punched or something?
No, I fucking... When I get really angry or stressed out about something, because I keep everything in, when I'm asleep, I clench my jaw, and it bruises all the muscles around my face. It'll go eventually when I eventually snap and take it out on the guy at work. Oh, fucking... Yeah.
Does it still work?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But, like, I just want to go to my work, right? And I want to do my job when I come home, because work is work. I go there to pay my fucking bills. And then you got people that have got their... I get paid minimum wage and I'm the same as you, but I'm the boss. I've been here longer, so I know what's going on. And then, because you got to weigh it up, right? If you're working with someone, do you want to go up to them and have a massive fucking blowout, see them every single day for 9 hours, and you're on that fucking line, yeah? Or do you just hold it in and let them piss about and wind you up? So at the minute, I'm at that
because they've taken on some kind of power trip
that no one's asked them to do, yeah. So I'm literally on the borderline of about to snap, and that's why my jaw's starting to hurt, because I that's what it builds it up.
I think you should just set the factory on fire. To be honest.
Well, it's a chill. We've talked about fires before, and there isn't anything in there that would catch fire. It would just smell like beef. There'd just be barbecue smell. Everyone would be coming for like a cookout.
That'd be amazing.
Anyone want barbecue?
You could imagine the firefighter gets home and he's just like, I'm so fucking hungry. There was a fire at the meat club.
Smell it.
I could starve in there.
It'd be fine because it's in Scotland. There'd be like a weed fire somewhere else. So they'll get the munchies and then they'll come down to us. But you got to imagine as well, like there's like tubs of fat that we all cut off, like the meat and stuff. There'd be a tidal wave of beef fat that's all melted and just be fucking flowing down the street.
Oh, Jesus.
Like a slip and slide for obese people.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like the fat kid from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh, it's my favourite. Fucking running down the
that
street.
little fucking German cunt.
What was his name? Gunter or something? No, is that's Simpsons, isn't it? Gunter?
No, Otto was the Simpsons. I think it was I like Boys Now is the... Anyway, we're going off for another one. Right, so we got another email from Elliot. He actually listened to the last episode and he put his email in because we said to get him in quick because we're recording tonight.
Oh, I didn't see that bit.
Yeah,
so someone actually listened straight away and actually emailed straight away.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elliot.
He says, trying to get in for episode 20 as you guys asked to get them in quick. And he says, firstly, Dan, do not worry about Jamie's smile. If I batted for the other team, you'd definitely be in my cage. I'm going to take that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Secondly, this will be a quick one. Secondly, I know of Jamie's NBA obsession, but I don't know what his team is. So, what's your team? Because you always wear the sports hats, yeah.
All right, Celtics. Celtics, my team.
Are they doing good or are they doing bad?
No, made it to the finals last year.
And he also wants to know if we play 2K, and if we do, what platform do we use? Do you play 2K?
I play 2K.
What I'm gonna sound funny. Is that what's 2K?
It's the NBA game, basically.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I was never good at them games ever.
It's quite good once you get into it. It's got a high learning curve, but it's good.
They're so fucking difficult. The Looney Tunes one was pretty good.
Oh,
new one's coming
Jam
out in September.
Fucking amazing.
Yes, Space Jam, exactly. Fuck you.
You guys should get it. The next one's cross-platform as well.
Oh mate, no fucking chance.
No.
I tried to play it. It's just so. No. I'd rather play hockey to be quite honest. What do you say you play it on Xbox, isn't it?
I play it on Xbox, yeah, but apparently the next one's supposed to be cross-play. So if he wants to send me a gamer tag, I will give him a go. If he's
yeah,
but
if you want.
If he's shit, then he's not going to be on my team.
And please send an email with your team in it so he can send you abuse.
Yeah.
Not add you on Xbox. Right, so his question, which I thought was quite good considering we've got Jim who lives in another country. So he says, my question is, I was recently single and my contract on my job is coming up at the end of the month. I've saved up enough money to go travelling for 6 months and live a free and open lifestyle. My parents hate the idea, but I feel like this is a perfect opportunity. The sensible mind in me is saying sign back on to another contract at work and make life here, mortgage and find a girl. But would I always regret it? Have you guys travelled? If not, would you like to? And he always says it's all about that dick money, which I fucking that's Jamie's catchphrase. I swear to God. I was trying to tell Jim about it before about what all that dick money means. And I said to him, it's a reference on the amount of money you would take for sucking dick.
Yeah, basically.
I went on to an anecdote with Danny about my friend was trying to calculate how much dick he'd have to suck to buy a new truck. And we realised that the more you suck, the more used up you'll become. So then the amount they'll pay will go down. So that it's like a depreciation as you keep doing it. He'd have to go through a lot.
But I said you start off low to build up your experience, innit?
I was saying as well, when I worked construction, there was this contractor here in Canada who was British, and he's really stuck up. And he came onto the job site, and he was like, oh, disgusting, like trying to get attention. I'm like, what's up, Ed? And he's like, I'm sitting in my truck, and this homeless guy comes up, bangs on the window, no teeth, and he's like, I'll suck your dick for $5. And he's like, isn't that disgusting? So I was like, oh, okay, so what'd you do after he sucked your dick? Outraged.
I bet he was well upset with that.
There was also a thing you were saying about a guy that you work with that came up to you and said about, do you know that gay people can't whistle?
That was back in Britain. Yeah, I was working a job in Tottenham, and we had this apprentice for the carpenter. He's dumb as a fucking doornail. And the carpenter's sitting there at lunch, and he goes, yeah, gay people can't whistle. And he goes, what? He goes, yeah, they suck so much dick that they lose the suction in their lips and they can't whistle anymore. And this lad's walking around the rest of the day whistling.
And they do, because I spent the next couple of days going around work asking people if they can whistle. I've got this guy at work that's also got ADHD, and I said it to him, and he did the same thing. Every time it was quiet enough, I could hear him whistling.
Oh, man.
The paranoia. One guy just flat out refused. He's like, no, I'm not even going down that fucking.
Because he can't whistle, he knows what's going to happen. He just starts breathing out.
It's such a ridiculous thing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course it doesn't make for fucking people, man.
So ridiculous.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
But anyway, we've got off subject again. So
Yeah.
this guy's got the opportunity to travel for 6 months, or should he get another contract for his work?
I think go for it. Well, I don't know how old the guy is. I don't know whether that matters really, but I think go for it. Like, you've lost your recent relationship. There's nothing else to stay around for. Just go for it. Fuck it. Your parents might be a little bit unhappy at the beginning, but if you're enjoying yourself, they're going to be happy for you if they're good parents.
Well, that's if they're good parents. But I mean, we're talking about.
Well, we got a few people in common, Dan, that we know they have shit parents and they just rely on them financially, and that's all they care about. Do you know what I mean? But
Okay, I was about to say, yeah. I just think, well, Jim, how old were you when you moved to Canada?
I was 20. Yeah.
But I mean, I know obviously you didn't go travelling, but because obviously you left everyone, because that's what he's essentially doing. He's going to go 6 months. You won't know anyone or anything like that. He's got a, how was that for you, doing that?
Yeah, it's good, man. Like, I'd say, like, Elliot, go travelling. Like, now's the time. The world's coming to an end. Before the surface of the earth is boiling and everyone's ruled over by horse militias, you should probably go and travel the world to see everyone. Or Mad Max takes over. Like, but
we
yeah,
are at the fucking end.
Yeah, we are. But anyway, like, you should definitely do it, man. Like, I didn't travel, but I went on holiday a lot when I was young, and it was a great experience seeing the world. And then moving to Canada, it was fantastic. Yeah. It's hard moving somewhere new, but just traveling, that's fantastic opportunity. I'll take it, man. You won't regret it. Because that's the thing. You will always remember where you traveled and what you did there. You won't remember working for 6 months wherever you are. Like, that won't even register. But that journey, that trip, that will live with you forever, man.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
that's very true. Like, I've been on as you know, I've been on a lot of holidays. I normally do about 3 or 4 holidays a year.
I'm pretty sure with this podcast, I think it was like 5 episodes in a row you'd been on holiday the week before.
I'm an advocate for, like, going abroad, enjoying yourself. Do not, like, just live in that stagnant life of get up, go to work, go to sleep, because you're going to be totally depressed by the end of it. You need that break from like normality. Even if you're going somewhere in the same country, it's still somewhere else that you don't have to deal with your normal bullshit. You don't have to wash up. You don't have to do whatever. And I think that, travel as much as you can, especially while you're young enough that you can as well.
I mean, 6
And
months
you've
isn't
not
that
got
long
that
either. 6 months will go like fucking nothing.
6 months is nothing, really. In the grand scheme of things, it's nothing.
No.
Yeah.
And there's still not going to be any jobs when you come back anyway, so what's the problem?
The world will still be fucked when you get back. Unless you're going to fucking Kiev on holiday.
You'll probably be warmer on all the fucking plane journeys than people will be in their houses, so you'll be alright. I'll tell you right now, I've bought extra fucking blankets, so I'm not putting my fucking heating on this year.
You live in Scotland, Dan. You've got to put on the heating.
Nope. I would let the cat freeze to death before I put the fucking hat on.
I'm telling you now that something's going to have to budge. I'm telling you. We won't go into it too much, but something's going to have to budge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, I agree. That was quite an easy question, man. Yeah, fucking hell. Why would you not go? Why would you not go? At the end of the day, your parents are probably just
unless
worried.
Your parents are bad parents and do not want the best for you.
No. That's what I was getting. Like, they could be worried about what could happen to him while he's away. That's probably what they're doing.
That's a small thing in the grand scheme of things. Like,
no,
as long
because
as
it's your kid, isn't
not
it?
an idiot abroad.
Yeah, probably Elliot's going to fucking Syria, and they're like, Jesus Christ, Elliot, you're going to get murdered over there.
Elliot, why are you going to Afghanistan front line right now when there's no one left? It's just you.
Yeah, I mean, as much as it's important to, work hard, save money and all that, to be honest, until you're in your mid to late 20s, you don't even need to start fucking worrying about that anyway. I don't know how old you are, Elliot, but I'd do it, man, no matter what. Just get on with it.
They're saying now that most people don't have like a mortgage in that until they're like, 35, 40 nowadays. It's so fucking... Yeah, no, man, don't...
House prices are so high that they cannot get a mortgage below 25 now.
What are you going to do with that fucking money anyway?
Yeah, when you get back from travelling, you can start your tent mortgage so you can live down by the Thames.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, at least you'll have a steady flow of condoms running down that fucking thing.
Yeah. Let's face it, what does the mortgage do for you? You have a house above your head, that's it. Like, if you're a single guy, that's what you want to do, just go and do it.
Yeah. Full show. Too damn right. I agree with that.
Watching basketball.
Yeah. That's what I would be doing if I was single right now.
What, watching basketball? Or going travelling?
I'd be in America right now, waiting for the season to start.
Oh, fucking hell, no. No fucking that. Paying a fucking pirate thing here. Oh, man, I was fucking... I popped into Iceland on the way home yesterday to get a dessert to go around my mum's and that. And there's a pharmacy, Lloyd's Pharmacy next door. And there was a massive queue at the front because for some reason they're still only letting 3 people in the building. But there was a fucking mental domestic woman was opening, she was leaving, and I could hear her as I got out of my car screaming at the people in the Lloyd's Pharmacy. And I was trying not to fucking laugh. She's like, I've been waiting a week for my antidepressant medicine, and I've got very high anxiety, and this is causing me to have a fucking meltdown. And she's like, the woman's going, you phoned up and I told you I wouldn't be able to do your prescription and you should go to somewhere else to get it. No, you fucking well didn't. What's your fucking employee number? Because I want to make a complaint. And everyone's just fucking standing there looking at her, and the dog in her car's going absolutely mental. And I just go to Iceland and buy myself a fucking cake.
Yeah, you're just like, Mum, calm down. Come on, I'm going to get the cake. Get back in your car.
Not again. Would you just go? You know what I mean?
How is people still? Why are people still being held outside? COVID ended like fucking 6 months ago.
Well, it's Lloyd's Pharmacy, innit? I fuck knows. But yeah, she was just going, and everyone just didn't know where to look. It was like the most awkward thing I think I've ever seen. Absolutely mental. I just thought myself go up to her and be like, calm down now, because if you've got anxiety, this isn't helping.
Oh, Jim, actually, I know, this might bore the listeners, but I just want to get your opinion on it as well. Last episode, I brought up the fact that...
Oh, yeah. I was asking people at work.
I was in Tesco's, yeah?
Right.
And they have like the self-scans, like the little scan things so you could do your own shopping.
Yeah.
And this woman, I'll say woman.
Don't be sexist.
I'm trying not to be. Yeah, I'm trying not to be. Yeah, okay. Anyway, this woman, she asked me because she couldn't scan her club card correctly. So she was like, do you know how to type in the barcode for the club card? I was like, yeah, okay. And then I took it off her and I started showing her how to do it. And then once I finished doing it, she goes, you've finished mansplaining that to me, I'll get on with my shop. And then that completely threw me off my whole shop. And then, like, I was just standing there. I was like, okay, I'll just reach for my own self-scan. And I just carried on. And I spent the whole of the rest of the trip having, like, a full-blown anxiety attack in it. I was just
So
like, what did I say
they asked
wrong
for your
to her?
help. They asked for your help, and then they insulted you and said you were mansplaining it.
Said I was mansplaining. I've never been sexist in my life. Like, I was brought up by, like, strong women. There's no way I would be sexist towards anyone. And she was like, right, I've been mansplained this, so I'll carry on my shop. I was like, okay.
So did you give them like a step by step? Was that the mansplaining? You were like, you press this button.
I don't know what I did. I don't know whether it's because I took it off of her. I took the thing off of her and asked her for a number. Like,
If it's just quicker that way.
I typed it in, and then I gave it back to her. And she was like, now you finished mansplaining, I'll get on my shop. I was like, okay.
What actually happened, Jim, was what he did is he walked in, balls to the walls, right, into this Tesco's. He went up to her and he looked over her shoulder, and he could see what she's doing. And he went, "Oh, all right, love. Don't worry your tiny brain. Save that for when you get home and cook your dinner. Right, I'll do this for you."
Hang on,
he
darling, I'll take care of that.
He gave her a little tap on the bum.
Don't worry a little head about it. Go on. Yeah.
You get home to your fella and your 3 kids. Go on, love. This little pat on the bum. Go on, cheeky.
Is that what really happened, Jamie?
That's definitely not what happened. If I had that much game, I'd have a lot more pussy.
Oh man, that's hilarious! Someone asking for help, and then they're like, "Oh, you mansplaining to me?" Like, yeah, I am.
And then,
said,
You're a
like,
fucking idiot.
I had the awkward situation of where you pass the same person in the supermarket every couple of aisles, and then I was like, I don't want to make eye contact with her because she's like,
you should have
basically
doubled down.
making out as though I'm a fucking sexist.
Yeah, just when you walk past her, just point and be like, "The exit's over there." Also, these are the canned goods on this aisle. Also, that's where they keep the flour.
I love
I should have
Every time you
mansplained the
pass.
whole place to her.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you can tell we're all friends because that's exactly what I said to Jamie as well in the last episode. I was like, you lean
that's
over
exactly
and
what I
go,
said.
yeah, that's £2. That's too expensive. Like, you can go down to the Has Their Own stuff. That's a bit up down there.
They close at 7 p.m. Also.
Do you need help to the tills?
People like that
what I think.
react that way because they got shit going on in their lives they're not happy about. They're taking it out on you, right? Like,
Yeah.
I thought of myself as a good Samaritan.
Well, she had to ask you. You didn't, step in, so you're not that
So-
much of a good Samaritan.
Actually, so when I started going through vision loss, when I was going in you have to do with these groups and shit because you're depressed and all that shit. And then there's this blind guy there, and he was like, when you talk to someone, when someone comes up to you and you got your cane or whatever, and they ask you a question, he's like, be nice to them because you are a representative of the blind community. And so the way that you treat them, if they've never met someone before, is how they're going to interpret us. So that woman who just be like, you could have been on the fence about being an incel, and then she comes up, does that, and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to shoot up the women's shelter. Fuck it, it's her fault.
That is so true. I never even thought of it that way. Talking about being a good Samaritan, actually, something I totally forgot to mention about my race day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I was outside having a smoke, like, Charlotte's already gone to bed. She's paralytic. Yeah. Charlotte's dad's already paralytic. I was downstairs just outside the lobby having a smoke. And there was like this woman turned up with 2 other young girls, and they were trying to like help her out of the car, and she was fucked up. They pretended she wasn't fucked up, but she was fucked up. And I goes, "Do you need a hand?" So I started. I said, I went. They was like, "Yeah, okay." So I went down. I gave him a hand carrying her up the steps into the main lobby of the hotel, and then I sat her down in the middle of the lobby because she weren't moving. She was complete dead weight. Do you know when like you carry someone, or even like if you carry a dog or something, and they're just complete dead weight? It's so heavy, isn't it?
Sack of potatoes.
Yeah, it's like a sack of potatoes. You remember that from the co-op days, Dan? That was fucking heavy. And I said to the reception, I was like, "Have you got a wheelchair that I can put her in?" They was like, "Yeah." "What's the room number?" "Yeah." So I was like, "I don't know her room number, but I know my room number. Do you want my room number?" They was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay." So I slapped her into the fucking wheelchair. And I put her in the fucking lift. When we went up in the lift, I took her down to a room which is fucking miles away. Tried to take the wheelchair away. The woman was like, "No, don't take the wheelchair just in case you need it in the morning." I was like, "We're not going to need it. She's drunk. She's not, like, disabled." She's fucking drunk
now.
She might be now after my carrying abilities, but
fucking smacking her head on the wall. I need the chair.
I've given her a fucking concussion, but she's in the bed. And she was like, "No, okay." And I was like, "Okay, no worries." And then we went back down, and then the next morning when we were checking out, they tried to charge us for the fucking wheelchair.
Jesus.
I was like, "There's no wheelchair in my room." And then I totally forgot about the whole story for ages. And I was like, we were sitting having breakfast, and Charlotte was like, "Oh yeah, you told me you tried to lift that woman up down the stairs." And I was like, "Yes." So I ran to like the fucking reception. I was like, "Take that fucking £100 off the bill."
£100 for using the wheelchair.
£100 for
That's disgusting.
losing the wheelchair. They thought I lost it.
Oh, because she still had it.
Yeah, so they charged me £100 for the wheelchair. But really, this woman has got in a room. Fuck knows if she's alive. I don't know what's going on with her, but
I just had this
apparently
image.
there was a really bad grievance or something happened in this pub. Because the second girl, one of them stayed with her. The second girl worked in the pub that they were drinking in. So she wasn't even... I thought they were both granddaughters of this person, innit? It was insane.
I just had this image of like you dragging a woman by her legs along the hotel carpet aisles, and then people opening their doors, and you're like,
that was what would happen if they said there was no.
You're doing.
If they said there was no wheelchairs, that's what would have happened, Dan.
Imagine the rug burn up her back. You're dragging her across the aisles.
I would have just put on my shoulders like a monkey and just carried her down like a fucking Caesar.
Oh, fireman hunt.
Yoda, just in a backpack.
That poor woman had to be manhandled.
Charlotte
Mansplaining, manhandling.
There you go. I come down the stairs and Charlotte said that was man talking bullshit. That's what it was. I was like, "No, I'm telling you the 100% truth." And I showed you the woman in the morning. The woman's like sprawled out on the fucking side in the lobby.
I remember. I'm getting towards the fucking... It's like a Gizmo update or something. So I was playing my PlayStation in here, and because it's quite a small room, it gets really feckin' hot. So I opened the window just enough to feel the cold air, but not enough for the cat to get out. And then I must have forgot. I come home from work the next day, and I got to the gate, and I looked up, and I'm like, "Oh, I left that fucking window open." So I come in, went in and the back door, and was taking my lunch stuff out of the bag, and I hear this meowing. And I'm like, "Why the fuck is he meowing and not just coming down the stairs?" And I'm looking round, and I look at the back door, and his silhouette's at the fucking back door. The dickhead had only pushed his way out the fucking window, climbed onto the top of the scoop above the back door and into the garden. He could have been in that garden all day. I have no idea. But that's where he was. What a feckin' idiot. The cat doesn't know how to jump outside, so he literally would have sat in the garden for like 9 hours. Sleeping under a fucking bush. Because I've only just recently let him out, he has no, I would say, outside skills, but they're not skills. He's just retarded. So, like, even though he sees cats...
like Lara Croft on level 1.
Yeah, in the first Tomb Raider movie where he turns and then he jumps and misses. But, like, he won't... Yeah, like, if I close the gate, he doesn't know how to get out. He won't climb over fences. He won't climb anything. He literally just sits on the ground.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But when he's in the house, he's like fucking... Well, like Lara Croft. He's jumping over everywhere.
What about... just after we recorded last time, you was telling me about there was a cat in your house.
Oh yeah,
Sent
I've
me a
stopped
message.
leaving the window open at night now. The little bastard yesterday, I was watching telly with the window open. I'm in the, and you just see these little black eyes, because he's black cat, come up. And he's like looking over the thing, and he sees me and just goes back down and fucks off. I'm like, you little bastard. Yeah, I was walking down the stairs and it just ran across the bottom of the stairs and out the window. He must have been eating Gizmo's food. And do you know where Gizmo was? Where this second cat invader in our fucking house was? Asleep on my bed. None the fucking wiser.
Well,
Cats are territorial. I know he's got no fucking balls, but cats are territorial, right?
Gizmo is not used to having the windows open and shit, so he's like, what the fuck's going on?
No, it's been a few... No, when he first out there, he was like hissing and everything. Now he just lets them come in and... Imagine he'd fucking be banging everyone. Come into my house. Have what you like. Want to shit in my toilet? Yeah, no problem. Eat my
Be
food.
like
trying to
some
make friends.
orgy going on when you come home. Just cats.
It's like
fucking
South Park,
everywhere.
isn't it? With the South Park, they got the cats.
It's in like what's that Mark Wahlberg movie with Will Ferrell where they're all having sex in the Prius? There's like a raccoon giving birth.
Oh, the other guys. Yeah.
What's the other guys? Yeah.
What's the
Dirty
name
Mike
of the
and the
group?
Boys.
That's
Like,
it.
thanks for
Dirty Mike
Bill,
and the
Bill
Boys.
and the boys.
Dirty Mike and the Boys.
We will be back to have sex in your car.
It's like, what's that smell? Oh, there's a dead raccoon in the back there. Like, oh, fucking hell.
Oh mate, that's what it is.
As long as you
That's
don't
what you're
get
living
like
with, Dan.
cat AIDS epidemic in your house, and I never knew about feline AIDS, and then I was adopting a cat, and they were like, "Do you want one with feline AIDS?" I was like, "No." Like, and Danny made the point. I'd be running around putting a fucking towel down whenever he sat to me. Oh, don't sit there.
I just got this image. Have you guys seen the Flatliners movie with Kiefer Sutherland?
Long
Sounds
time ago.
familiar.
I think I watched it with you, actually.
Well, there's a bit in it where he's getting haunted by this ghost. He was like a bully, and the kid ended up dying. But he like gets hit, and he's laying on his back, and the kid's over the top of him, and a big bit of spit comes out and goes. That's what I imagine. Jim's wakes up in the middle of the night, and the cat's just like, and it like drip, slime comes out of the cat's mouth into his mouth, and Jim's just like frozen there, just looking at this fucking AIDS-riddled cat.
Feline AIDS. That's so mad. Like, who the fuck gave cats AIDS? Like, fuck you.
What do they call it? Do they call it Cades or Fades?
AIDS. Feline
Fades.
AIDS.
Fades.
Yeah. Sounds like
It
a
fades
grime
away.
Group.
There's nothing better than a skin fade, Dan. Oh, that's what I always tell you, Dan. Always get a skin fade.
Cat's going around with haircuts, or that one's got AIDS. It makes you laugh because when you watch My Cat from Hell with Jackson Galaxy, he's never a cat AIDS on there, is there? I'm saving all these trampy cats from the streets, but none of them have got AIDS. We need to start a
I've
group
never heard
here.
of it. I've literally up until this point never heard of it.
We need to make awareness, Jamie. That's what it is. That's what Jim's doing.
Yeah.
Jim's like
Spreading
everywhere
awareness.
right now.
I won't adopt them. They're not allowed in my house, but I want to spread, you know,
His next Twitter group, Knights of the Fades.
nice of the fades. Yeah.
The thing is, like they have no control. So there's like a person with AIDS would like be like, okay, I won't have sex with everyone, but a cat with AIDS would be like, okay, I'll bang everyone. Don't matter.
Yeah.
To be fair, though,
changed.
that's why AIDS spread through the male gay population, is because men are fucking dogs. Like, we just don't care. It's just someone would be like, oh, I've got AIDS, and they're like, ah, fuck it.
If you're horny enough, you're gonna do it. Let's face it.
Point this out if I'm wrong, right? I was at work, and I said to someone was talking about COVID, and I was like, "Oh, don't worry because monkeypox is next." And then someone out of nowhere went, "Only if you're gay."
Yeah, I saw that on.
Yeah. What's that got?
news.
What has monkeypox got to do with gayness?
Apparently, it's more transmissible.
So here in North America, for some reason, like in Canada and America, it's spread through the gay population. So in San Francisco, there's a big outbreak, and in Toronto here, I think 90% of the people that had it were male. But the funny part was that they were offering free monkeypox vaccinations at bathhouses. They were like, okay, you guys can fuck, but you gotta get injected first.
Fucking hell. That's ridiculous, isn't it? How can you be sensitive about something like that?
That's such a great way to come out to your family. Hey, I got monkeypox. Oh, do you?
Do you now? Do you now? The
We always knew, Kevin.
has no clue what's going on.
Watch monkeypox.
That's fucking...
That's it.
Would you rather have a laugh track when you're feeling sad at you, or a laugh track while you're having sex?
Oh, hell no, I would not have fucking... the other one, not the sex one, that put me on.
But just people
Did that
laughing
make
at
you
you when you're
soft? Would you
sad.
go soft instantly?
Yeah, it would. Yeah. That's why I said to you in the other episode why I couldn't do porn. Like, if you were doing porn and someone laughed, I'd be like, nah, cut.
For such a hound dog like you, Dan, I would always think nothing would put you off. You'd just be going away like a fucking
Nah, laughing.
a spaniel let loose.
I'm rabid.
You say
but
as if someone's laughed at you before. Has this come up where someone started laughing and you were like
PTSD.
No, I just think I'm a very sensitive, like, you know what I mean? No, I can do it.
Sensitive soul.
Yeah, that would be constant, like, lead dropping. I would have PTSD afterwards if that had happened. Like, every time
what's like the biggest
I think any
turn
man
off for
would.
you, Danny?
laughing.
Laughing. Yeah. It's a second you meet someone on Tinder, you don't laugh during sex, do you?
Do you get
That's a
turned
weird
off if they speak too much? If they talk too much, do you get turned off?
I went and spent a night at this girl's house, and she was so fucking loud that put me off. Like,
Yeah.
like she was in like a
Well,
a
porn star
bungalow
loud.
sort of thing, and I knew the walls were and she was just fucking howling, and I'm just like just trying to get it over with, so she would stop fucking screaming.
Really?
But then I'd already committed to stay in the night, which is you should never do when you first meet someone. But I committed, and so I had to. Oh mate, yeah, no, it's being too loud. It comes back to that. I don't want to be an inconvenience to anyone. But I want to be having sex, but I don't want my neighbours to be inconvenienced by the noise of me having sex.
That is probably the most British thing you've ever fucking said. Dan.
No, it's more Canadian, isn't
Jesus
it?
Christ.
I'll be like knocking on their door.
I
I'm
don't know,
sorry
man.
about that.
That's pretty British to be like, oh, I finished.
I hope the neighbours didn't hear that. Oh Jesus!
See, the same thing with like the bed creaking. Like if I'll be going and if the bed starts creaking, I'll lift and I'll hold the head post to stop the bed from squeaking, and that'd be my top priority. And I'll still be banging,
Dan.
but I'll be like holding on
The
to
bed creaking gets me going, Dan. It's like a rhythm.
No, that does my nutting.
Get the
Being
rhythm going off
handy.
the bed creaking.
Being handy the whole time, I'm just thinking, I'm going to have to fix that.
I actually bought these things that go on the back of the head post, and you unscrew it and it pushes the head post away from the wall to stop it from creaking. But then it only works to the point that when you get really fucking going, the bed then moves a little bit and then it starts creaking again. So it's like there's a fault in that. You need to fix the bed to the floor or something to stop it from moving.
Just shove a pillow behind the bed headboard.
Yeah.
Easy.
No,
Done.
just hold it. I can't get in
Cushions
the
on the
camera, but
floor.
I'm just like I'm doing like the
some kind of
Superman
chic.
pose. So like I'm on my toes. I'm holding onto the headboard with both hands, going back and forth.
I don't know. It sounds like you just don't like noise. Like any kind of noise just upsets you.
Yeah, because it's weird. Because they say
Dan.
that people with ADHD have a noise thing, but apparently mine only creeps up during sex. It's like shh, shh, don't say anything. I don't care if you're enjoying it. Just shh, don't say anything.
Sex with me is like
convinced
being at the
one of our-
library.
One of our listeners is going to be one of Dan's future's girlfriends.
Okay.
And I can imagine her visualising this right now.
Okay, I pull out like a ball gag from my side drawer, and I'll be like, "Wear this," and she's like, "Oh, that's a bit kinky." I'm like, "Yeah, now shh, put it on." Just leave that on. Just
Put
leave
your
it on.
defenders
Both
on.
hands on the fucking headboard.
Yeah.
She's got the ball gag in, and I'm doing my Superman pose,
Fucking
fucking rocking.
serial killer. Jesus Christ.
What about you
I
guys?
need
then?
silence to perform. I'm an artiste.
That's why I say to people this is better than therapy, because I never even picked up on that. But 35 years down the line.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you don't like noise. There you go. I might have to invest
you're a fucking weird.
I might have to invest in a ball gag now just to fucking shut them up.
Oh, that's your birthday done. Ball gag.
Could you coming home on the plane? Be like, what's this, sir? I'll just slip over the car.
I was on a
"Listen to
tour
this
of
podcast."
Guantanamo Bay.
What you should do is just wear it throughout the airport, just to see what the reaction would be. I think that would be brilliant.
But like, hey, at least I'm not going to blow the plane up. You know what's going on with me, right?
As soon as they
He's
pull
like,
the
have you
gag
ever
out
heard
of
a
your mouth.
headboard rock before? Because I don't like it.
You make me really self-conscious now. I'll be like, the next girl will be like, you don't listen to podcasts, do you? Okay, that's fine. That's the worst thing about these things. Like, because like Jamie says, the future listener will be like my next girlfriend, and she'll know more than I know about her. She'll be like coming around and like moving things about, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Oh, you don't like noise, do you, Dan? I'm like, what?
People quote things back to me at work that I forgot I said, and I'm like, I did not say that. And then I'm like, and they're like, yes, you did. I'm like, I definitely didn't say that. And then they'll be like, episode 2, whatever, how many minutes, and I'll listen back. I'm like, fuck, I said that. I shouldn't have said that.
Go on then, we've embarrassed me enough. What you two? You got any turn-offs?
I'm the opposite, man. I like not like crazy amounts of like noise, but a bit of talking, bit of noise. Yeah, it's all good, man. If someone starts laughing, I get you. That can be a bit off-putting, but it's all in good fun, isn't it? Maybe take yourself too seriously. Maybe
I just want to do a good job, Jim. Like everything in life, I just want to do a good job.
he just wants to put in that shift, Jim. He just wants to put in that shift.
And the next day they'll be like, I want Dan back. He did a good job. Yeah, you're welcome. High five.
It wasn't the best, but it was consistent.
No, I'm not built for stamina, mate. I'm built to get the job done.
You put in the numbers in the end. The numbers were there in the end.
Yeah,
I know full well that Jamie likes noise because his parents have told him to shut up.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I like noise, but I don't like talking. If you start talking, I will ask you to leave.
Well, not like a conversation, but just saying some filthy stuff.
Saying that, Jim, I remember talking to one of Dan's ex-girlfriends and saying that he talks the random stuff during that's really off-putting. Like, he'll just ask him a random... I can't remember. Stuff like, how's it going and stuff like that. Like, really, like, you're in the rhythm and he's just talking shit.
Like he wants feedback in the middle of it.
Or he's just
that's exactly
for
what
you
I mean.
then.
Like, I've had ex-girlfriends that have done the exact same, where they've just been like, "Oh, you like that? You like that?"
Oh,
I'm like, yeah.
That
makes me
carry
feel
on.
No, I get that if they say
it.
it, but not like how is this experience for you?
Rate me
We
out
all know
of
what he
1 to
was
10.
like. I really hope that he's one of our listeners, and because there's a few episodes we blasted him on this fucking podcast. But yeah, no, I know
that's the first time.
No, it isn't. I've said his name loads of times. Yeah, I've heard that before from him. They were like, "Oh, he's really off-putting," but he's the one married and I'm the one single, so it's maybe I've got to change my up a bit. I'll ask him for feedback.
Doesn't mean anything, Dan.
Just a dirty rotter. We'll see how many times Jamie cocks his outro up, and then we'll move on.
Right. So, again, the moral of this episode seems to be,
There's one.
there was so much pressure on that. There was so much pressure on that. I forgot
leaving
what
that
my
in.
moral of the story is.
You killed Dan's erection there,
Fuck
laughing.
off, Dad.
Just only because he's talking. Normally, I'm rock solid during this whole thing. It's fine.
Dad's already lining up his Pornhub fucking entries as I'm
Hey,
doing.
mate,
He's muted them all.
I don't close my tabs, mate. I just go right back to where I left off.
Oh, Dan, that's disgraceful. The worst thing about me is like when I have the post-nut clarity and I just have to shut everything down because I'm so upset at myself for what I've done.
No, because normally I find something I like and then my memory's so bad I can't remember what it was called, so I just leave it up.
So you leave it up?
Well, I'm single. No one's going through my phone.
You are a serial killer, Dan. You are a serial killer in the making. Anyway, right.
It's too much noise to be a serial killer.
The moral of the story is, guys, Jamie's not as crazy as he thought it was. Jim has overshadowed him with his advice, and it's good to have a guest on Two Men No Hope. Anyway, if you want to send in any questions, any content help, as always, send it into twomennohope@gmail.com, and we'd appreciate that. I'll pass it over to you, Dan.
Thank you very much. I was going to call the episode Two Men, One Guest, but then I cooked the beginning up, so we've just gone with whatever we're going with. And right, so
that might help
this
me
week's
out,
though. This week's No Hope Has Got Talent. We have a band called Friday Night Lights, which I really enjoyed. They reminded me a lot of like Blink-182, that sort of, so it's proper nostalgic. I was listening to their Spotify while I was doing the washing up. I really enjoyed it. So I got their bio from Spotify because they sent us a small one, but it didn't really say a lot in it. So it says, Friday Night Lights hail from Leeds, UK, bringing their own unique punk-based post-rock sound, forming around the end of 2010, taking a short hiatus in 2013 and returning a couple of years later. They've maintained what they set out to do. The band's emo-esque punk rock post-hardcore crossover takes cues from bands like the Hot Water Music and Jimmy Eat World without losing their British quirks. They say that they've also toured internationally, including in Poland, Latvia and Ukraine, and have supported bands such as GBH, the Shell Corporation and Templeton Peck. Have you heard of any of them? I haven't heard of them. I was looking at you, Jim. No? Oh. They've also been on that BBC introducing that Megan was on, and they've also been on some radio channels as well, which that's great. So I really appreciate you sending in your song. What did you guys think of it? Did you get a chance to... I sent it to you, Jim, didn't I?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
That was good, wasn't it? Yeah.
I thought they were good. It throws me off when they're like, when it's a British band with an American accent, but I mean, a lot of people do that. Like even Adele has a bit of an American accent.
Yeah, slight twang to the voice.
Yeah. So it's more the style, like the American style, I guess their music is. So
yeah, because I immediately thought Blink when I heard it, like straight away. But I mean,
yeah,
it's
more like the new age punk, isn't it?
Yeah. But it definitely had some like nostalgia for me when I was listening to it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's from like the 2000s.
Yeah, for sure. So, like always, if you've made it this far, please give them a chance. They've sent an email in, we appreciate it. They've sent us a song called 3 Weeks, 3 Months, which is their new one. And you can get it on Spotify, but we'll link all their socials and that in the description. But until next time, guys, see you later.
It's hard to celebrate the judgment day. It's knocking at your door. Now turn away, but the writing's on the wall. In the smallest hour of the darkest night, I still have a star that will shine bright. Gee, you're the best place in a long way home. Gee, you're the best place in a long way home. Can't just sit around and watch this time unfold. With a brave face on, a smile